Ever since I was a kid, I've felt an obligation to help make the environment cleaner and more sustainable and protect our natural resources. As I started living in denser cities, I started to question why urban living is so disconnected from nature. Why do our cities have to generate so much waste and pollution? Why is access to sustainable green spaces and open space so limited in areas where people are experiencing marginalization? We experienced, all of us last winter, how devastating flooding can be in our region. And those impacts are felt even more acutely in communities that have historically experienced redlining or other racist policies. So Save the Bay's work to improve our region's resilience to flooding is critical to the San Francisco Bay and our communities because climate change is only exacerbating all of the environmental vulnerabilities that already exist, especially in communities that have been underinvested. So the good news is that across California, more and more attention is being paid to the need to adapt to climate threats, in addition to the need to continue mitigating our contributions to climate change. The challenge is that climate adaptation and all the funding and work that needs to be done to achieve adaptation is happening against the backdrop of so many other critical community challenges like housing shortages, the transit fiscal cliff, inflation, and other political and economic realities. But continuing to treat climate change and climate impacts as a future problem is frankly really dangerous. As we've seen with the flooding that we all experienced last winter, climate impacts, including flooding, extreme heat, and drought, are happening now. And so the challenge we have in front of us is to advance climate adaptation solutions alongside solutions to housing and transit and economic realities. It's so important for us to broaden the definition of climate resilience to include social and economic resilience. Advancing solutions is not something that Save the Bay or any one organization can do alone, and that's why the collaborations that we have with community-based organizations, fellow environmental organizations, and decision makers in our region is so critical to achieving climate resilience and flood resilience in the Bay Area. I feel so grateful for the partnerships that we have, and I look forward to so many more partnerships in the future to achieve this important work. A big part of my vision is to see nature-based climate solutions become the rule instead of the exception. Instead of building roads the way we've always built them, let's reconstruct our highways to be adapted to climate change and sea level rise and incorporating restoration. Instead of just repaving a street in our community, let's incorporate all users into how we design that street, as well as managing stormwater so that we can build truly sustainable streets that can be resilient into the future. Instead of building walls and concrete levees in the Bay, let's invest in nature-based solutions that will help the Bay flourish in the face of sea level rise while also protecting communities from flooding. If we prioritize nature-based solutions and investments in our most underserved communities, the entire Bay Area will benefit and we will be more resilient into the future. I want my kids to grow up enjoying the Bay and experiencing all it has to offer. And so the work we do at Save the Bay is so critical to make sure my kids and all future generations can have access to this beautiful resource.